stop comparing Burna Boy on a record label to Sarkodie on a record label. Sarkodie on a record label would have to have control over his creativity.
You don't know these streets like we do.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Street is Watching. This is my editorial. I'm DJ Slim. This editorial is proudly brought to you by MyBet.Africa and of course, Aqua Blue Mineral Water. Also, this can so free abrocha. Use Pay, download the app on the tool phone. So use my promo code DJ Slim and get $10 discount on all your transactions. In this editorial, we're about to step into the world of music and a record label. Okay, Sarkodie, Hennessy Cypher 2024. Most controversial content I'll drop on only verse Cypher name is talking about record label, which has sparked a whole lot of conversation. Me teniaba, me ba, die womu biano, ye ba be sani ye gufo. Yan komra.
You don't know these streets like we do.
Welcome back. Now, Sarkodie Hennessy Cypher, no, he talked a lot about record label, and I think in my previous video, you're breaking it down. And we're breaking it down, we were just looking at the content in it, because people were talking about who did great, who did what. But now, let's look at the content itself, a record label. Because most of the people on social media, I think there's one account that jumped in and was saying that the Ghana man who he did condemn record label, he gets his own record label. And of course, he's talking about Success Music. Successfully, they signed two artists, Aquaboa and a Strongman at a certain point in time. So, record label, na saying, is Sarkodie making it without a record label? Would Sarkodie have been bigger, or now Sarkodie Kobe bigger than what he is now, according to Akon and Sema or Kaye or Kaliji Space? So, because Ochire Muse, Sarkodie would have been bigger if he had signed on to Convict Music and as signed on to his record deal. First and foremost, let's break it down and in a layman's language, try to understand what a record label is. Yakas will be in a record or be a signing record dealer. It means what the Nensako Shakrata be a senancrophobi, Edio Musike Babeshenimu Abuano in certain aspect of enyum to adwumana or yen. Mind you, enyum to adwumano. Your department baby room. Your artist na nkasa wo voice. Wo de yenyum no, ye production. Your marketing. Your distribution. Your grooming. Your so many parts of moving parts of the music system. Now the fun part of Sanyema we munyina is every department in the music sector, sika any the driving, and yes, I will technical know-how and I say nyansa ye the tertiary at the driving, because unim enyom ton ye will be onim nyom to, but ye onim enyom eton tienye obi nim nyom no eto, but onim ne ton obi oho onim to, but onim beat bo. Tienye. Obi oho obo beat pe nso onim nyom neto. Enti party bia ye de sika na ye ne ye sa de adwene bi na ye de etachire ene ye de ye. Enti se ye fa ne se me ye nwumtoni a na ma sign a record label na ma sign on to a record label. A record label in a layman's term would be, I mean, can be better. Okay, fa ne se wako bank, right? Se wako pe besia. Because most of the time when you sign a record deal, you get an advance. It means mouse can be so for wim mouse can be kope fie tene manasi ato ya ma ofie ya ma car. Sa na ma na sa ye kushin wo niam bi hu na afi ya mouse can be for marketing and as say record label na 360 deal. That means they are taking every sector of career and also career part, and they are controlling every single sector. That means your marketing, your distribution, your recording or production is all under their care. If it's a 360 deal, there is an advance that is given to you. So I say wako bank akobo bisiano. But I said, to say the wako bank akobo bisiano, sika ubetuya. Kai send bibi the inflation bibi the interest ebeba abeka no enti se artist ete ho na ordinance akɔhye krata bi ase na se bia ye 5 years and ye 10 years na se record label no ema no let's say even $1 million na also ofri mo tua $5 million amesro kai se enkrofo a ye adwuma wo record label ho nyina wo so obi adidi pachotie ni ye na kwan ye befa so mbe didi ni ye se wonwom na wo beto na wo ye ton no se sika ne bi na edi betua omoka ye betua omoka ye betua wo artist ne ka ne asa anya mfaso e wo so because mfaso nti ne edidwa se wante sa nneema we ase a wo behwe record label with a bad eye and as all the space bi be hwe wani ahwe omo se nkofo we omo ye wudifo sa na manfo ya atwe Sarkodie ano akwakosi especially after delivering the Hennessy cipher but before I met Twaso no my yanko Sarkodie interview we on Angela Yi and a way up podcast and ebusa and say record label ho sensem no aden one sign bi anase DNT na onkra record label na narrate in a certain way me pese ehwe ne ba yenhwemra sisi.
I built a following that cared about the journey because they were part of it from day one till now. So it's a bit of, it's beyond just having a hit record. It's more of like, we know that's our guy sitting there. Yeah.
And to this day, you're still independent, right?
Yes.
Sheesh, that is amazing for you to have accomplished just even the international superstardom that you have being independent. You know, is there a situation where you feel like you would sign to a major label?
To be very honest, I really wanted to in the beginning. I still would love to. I think partnership is good. It just has to make sense to you. So in the beginning, that's what I was looking for. If it started in Ghana. Even in Ghana, I was looking for a label in Ghana because I've never been signed even in Ghana. So the type of music I was doing, as I said, people did not believe that I was going to sell. So I had to do stuff on my own. So just being able to do stuff and flipping back to back, I got used to it. So it's my own being stubborn. That's why I don't involve people coming in. It's
Some people miss the bag then, because I'm sure those people that you had an opportunity to sign with.
I know, right?
I know they're like, damn, we missed the bag.
And I still see a couple of them, but I think it's just it's meant to be that you were supposed to be in charge of what you're doing. And you can't fight it. Because I didn't understand why people did not want to sign me. Because there were a lot of people around them that I felt I could have done better, but I always get passed on. You know, so then I had to do it myself. I paid my first video with my first paycheck.
Sheesh.
I remember it was a beauty pageant in Ghana where I got my first paycheck, and then I shot my first video with that. So then I built that flipping of money till date. So I'm used to it. I'm not saying that's the best way all the time.
It just worked for you.
Yeah, sometimes you need a weight off you, which I feel sometimes that I wish I could have like a backbone that could take care of certain things that I don't have to think about too much, because it's a lot. Being a creative person and also thinking about me being here, how to navigate my way around and all of that. So it's pressure, but sometimes I enjoy it. But
I like that you hit me directly. Like,
yes.
I think that's a nice personal touch to be able to reach out and be like, hey, I want to, you know, and I'm like, yeah, absolutely. So as far as you, though, people did see something in you, though, because that was why you managed to get collaborations early on and everything. There were people who were like, yo, he's really, really dope. So for you, helping out other artists, because you also have artists that were signed to you, right? So talk about what it's like to be a boss when it comes to dealing with other people, because that's not an easy situation. I feel like being an artist and having artists signed to you, sometimes it's harder than anything because they relate to you in a different way and have a different type of expectation.
True. You said it so right. So what I realized was, because I'm an artist, I feel for them. And I feel like I would like to give them what I would want if I had a situation. Because I'm probably one of the few labels that gave a 50-50 percentage while I was putting in the money. You know, because that's what I would have loved for myself.
I wouldn't do that. No kidding.
You know, so all my artists
I need my money back first.
Yes, all my artists had a very good run with me. And till date, they still get paid, though they are not on my my label. So, yes, I just felt at a certain point I needed to look out for other artists, what I was looking for when I was coming, which I didn't get. I had to like do it for other artists.
Welcome back. Meaning Sarkodie and Kasananko you interested because at any given point in your career path, you need certain help or you need certain expertise. It's either finance or you need plugin. So busa ho say me artist na mo Ghana. Ghana had the summit ha. Me call radio station way, me call platform way, so podcast way, so me call her, me fa ha, me ti manya minimum na me yabon wa Ghana. Enti Ghana for emphasis nipa 30 million plus e wo ha nyina obi e to minimum me boa. But China, why na minim ne wo ho? China, why na minim ne wo ho? Minim obi a ho. Europe, why na minim ne wo ho? Minim radio station, minim presenters, minimum nkrofo am de nwum kusi omo so omo betime push wo minibi enti ubetima sign distribution deal omo so okay ye mpahwe ye pa bi about 40% of revenue will be accrue from sa nwum we anase from album we ye pa 40% efrim diaka eye wo performance out be bo stage so merchandise eye wo likeness so betwa movie so be ye bibi sa sika ni nyina no de eba ho but nwum no se ye be push yama e wo China ye be push no Belgium ye be push no Europe ye be push no ha say ye be ton na kama ma ye sika ene ya adwene ye time ene ye kwa ko waste di akoton nwum no but ye pe 40% pe me so me follow conversation we are me so ti ase. That is how the record label works. You can sign different parts of the deal, no? And yes, we buy na so record label until we buy so you different types. 360 deal. In fact, this time around there's even a 720 deal. For you to best understand it, I want you to watch a conversation that I had with Mr. Robert Clark as he joined me on Daybreak It. I need breaking Niyama down, and he explained it perfectly for you to understand. Say. Tiasie se krata na wo de won se kwa akosha ase no die na wo hia poti afri omo ho because omo de omo ye adwuma na omo ho omo marketers wo ho omo timi tonnwom omo beat producers wo omo bo beat kama die na wo pay afri omo ho omo managers e betima manage wo bi bia so so ho den poti na wo pay afri omo ho upe ni nyina ana wo pe bi ye hwe video no na afi yemra. Signing on to majors, is it a good thing or a bad thing?
Signing on to a record label could be good or it could be bad.
Okay.
It goes both ways. What is important is the fact that you need to understand that you are signing a deal, or it's referred to as what, a record deal. I have a deal, maybe like $200K deal with a particular organization, and the question is, what are the details of that particular deal? What is the contract stating? What is this saying? And we need to understand first of all, or maybe we need to appreciate how the record labels work, what goes into their thinking, and why they even propose some of these things.
Okay.
And then you also need to understand your role in the grand scheme of things when it comes to record label, and why they need you to be able to play ball. Okay. Or what are you bringing to the table? So a record label is simply there to be able to or in the business of making and selling music. The raw materials they need is you, the artist. They want to make and sell records. Yes. The raw materials they need is you. And so once that is established, then they go through the simple value chain of producing, distributing, promoting, so that the consumer will just have it. Then some of them decide to integrate backwards, as in scouting, A&R, finding the talent, whatsoever, the artist development and everything to prepare you and be able to push you out there. Because in this particular case, it's not just your voice or your skill that is what they want. They want you are the packaging. So like if you have Coca-Cola, so to say, the drink is, in this case, the talent, but the bottle and how it looks and everything is a human being in this particular case. So it's the two put together, and so all of them are supposed to be projected, essentially. So at the end of the day, so you can integrate backwards, you can also integrate forwards, and then go into the publishing and all the other things. Some even get into venues so that they can own the entire value chain into ensuring that you get your stuff. And then so this record labels have a nature of investment. So all the principles of investment applies clearly. What is a return on investment if I should work on you? When is the payback period? I'm investing 100K. When am I likely to get this particular money back? So payback period. It will inflation in this process. So if you be Ghana, where you invest X amount of money like 5 years ago.
Lord of Lord.
And you let's say you put 50K, right? 5 years ago and you're looking to get your 50K back. Now, the inflation where you go, the depreciation of the CD and how you go. You understand what I'm saying?
You need 130,000.
Good. So the value of 50K in 2020.
Yeah.
What is going to be that value in today's times? And then profits.
Yes.
You understand? Because once we talk about investments, we are looking at profits. And so you want to be able to understand. And you go into the cash flow elements, you know, how much is coming at what time and all of those things. So it's all of these elements that comes into play because they function. It's just like a bank you are dealing with, really.
Yeah.
But then you are unable to go to a bank and then go and make a case. But in this case, the bank comes to you. I've noticed that this is what you have. Let's do something together. We'll give you X amount of money and all of that. So like I'm saying, ultimately, you are focusing on the deal itself. But we should also understand that record labels are not just about money. They come in with skills that you may not have. They come in with links that you may not have. They are plugs that you don't have. They leverage, they reach cross country, whatsoever. They have that. They can plug you into NBA, whatever, that you cannot plug yourself. You know,
certain territories.
Sharp exposure and everything that it comes with. So yes, maybe on your own you can achieve 10%. But with the help of a record label, you can achieve 200% in 2 days. Because you are relying on the strength of, you know, a machinery, you know. So the thing we are saying here is it good or bad? And we are talking about the contract itself. But I'm also starting by asking a question. Why is Davido, with all his money, with a label? Burna Boy, why he get a label? Wizkid, why does he have a label? Asha Raymond, Drake, all of these folks, why do they have labels? You understand? Some of the best deals that they've ever had. Drake has got one of the best deals in the world. Solid, and it keeps going on. And you have all of these folks, they have labels. Some are good deals and some are bad deals. I was watching Toni Braxton's own when she said her album was clocking billions and then she was making $2,000. So for me, it goes into the terms of the deal itself, the contract.
Welcome back. So now I'm tempted to understand a little bit about how people feel on Sarkodie's verse, feeling say, oh, I say, oh, my record label aye adebia say omo ya bonsanfo e wo wiase, because same record deal Burna Boy assign it to Atlantic Record. Atlantic we youngest who say from time Burna Boy koho any enimrim ye hu mfasoa anase ye hu nsesa ya aba na brabom. Sarkodie would he have been bigger if he assigned on to a record label? That is the question of the day. Now, me person me can't be, and people might disagree, but hey, I care less which is close to care not. These are my thoughts. For a rapper who raps predominantly in tree, and rap being an art form, I am very expressive, not melodic, but expressive. Expressive chese, a art former, se nipa na ante de wo kan na nkasa si ya. Se obeji atum obefili ade na nkasa no. Ya na edin. Oh, rapper ba ku bi ba Hennessy Cypher no so no rap ni krum kasa. Is it Maglera or something? Doughboy. One of them. Or ni krum kasa pen or rap here. Jack. Metia de na mtimu se kwane bosu or kan bibi ba mentia de kro. Flow ne pen na mete. If you want to understand why I don't really believe Sarkodie would have been bigger if it had signed on to any record deal, this is me stand on it. Number one, Akon Hrem said they wanted to have certain control on Sarkodie. When he joined Kali J Space, he wanted to have a certain control on Sarkodie. And I'm sure it was a creative control. They wanted him to change his the language or the yenyom, because for him to cross borders with rap, it needs to be in a language where people would understand. See, you can argue on your phones all day. And I'm sure Sark at a certain point decided, so no, and yet Kasa means me dear rapper expressing me who ye. Into be one say, con be one say, oh, I drop a zone to Bakubin and baby and also air corner one side. I'm sure by now you understand the whole drift of it. Sarkodie is who he is. I mean, on the African continent, undoubtedly, you'll be an himself Sarkodie to rap. as to the impact of rap no in other parts of Africa. And no dear wow survey. Because to me, if he was that powerful, Sarkodie would have been booked for shows in Nigeria, in South Africa, in Tanzania. They would have been calling him for shows in all these countries. Sarkodie is basically performing. He's basically performing to Ghanaian community or Ghanaian crowd. That is why he decided from timer or started say, oh yeah, Sarkodie, features on the regular. He does a lot of features. But when who marketing what you wanna say, oh, my run Nigerian marketing, mam kofa Benson because of appeal. Na me family hon kano. Now, from No Pressure album neighbor, Sarkodie has been rapping a lot in English than in Twi. From No Pressure till Jams was starting. Because what say rap music, you know, rap na ankasa. So obian that melodies here different too. Singers, they have a different career path altogether. And you be by corner. Corner mentiase, but yedi tum zedun Jerusalem is no ze also what ya say obi na chiro mu so there baby I do e chire yenim enso ye de nwum ni bu atopa sa later no be chire mu say say nwum we say gospel music. A broken heart and yum kesiye pa we as a pazi nim. As we energy and yum bra dum say obi a rap some pow. Melodies different. Rap different. So stop comparing Burna Boy on a record label to Sarkodie on a record label. Sarkodie on a record label would have to have control over his creativity. Even if it means employing people to write for him, they would have to. Employing people to let him sound in a certain way to be able to enter into certain territories, because Charlie, a cold cash and a mobile be injected in you. And for them to rip it off, and as Ombenya says, can I say profit, no? Omo here certain market what big numbers. Haven't you heard or seen artists, record label or artists be to be fan say unim. You be in the Spanish version. No mako fa artists be or the Latin community no na be so. For crying out loud, Rima, Nenyum the biggest song. Or they girl the toes your Selena Gomez toes. What one baby I could do? Kiddy boy touch it or India because you know foul India ho baby in India for no Empire na yes I plug in. A human cost on a certain level. So all I'm trying to say is understand your craft. Number one. See how record labels ankasa ye human form so omo ya bonsamfo. Omo nya bonsamfo. Omo be business. In a business omo be no omo pemfaso. Untimi nko plug onyom no China, any Europe, any Japan, any omo betima plug ama o mbeje kakra free ho ti ase. Uhia nkrofo omo be ye artwork ho adwuma eno do ko shake photo studio. I mean, if you have a deal with a record label, what da wa ne afre say ya schedule segment we mo be photo shoot, obekọ stylist wo ho, obekọ baba wo ho, we wo ho, obi a wo ho a wo ye ho adwuma. They've been paid to do that. Now we na sika ne ba na yeka se ye bete kakra wo say they are putting me in cages. Obede na lie be na yi. Lie be ni. I saw my people sign on and they were put in cages. Bro. In all fairness. Ye tun kwadane fo. Rap ne de all the subject matter be na ye big beto ho. Efutu ananka me say. Kaminya yanka be mamu say. record deal ne beto animo a pe lawyers ne papa mu asem ne kase mu na wo se nka wo kasi so e wo rap no say fa lawyers no mo nhwem no mo nkyere odie wo because baby wo ho mutimi tworo ne kiti sa de na ye ketwa no bra so obi kyere o mu pa de no ma tworo ne ketwa wo page na say o yem hye be hyew no lawyers omo munim de eno na me expect say obe address wo but said the kind no na akoya say o ase record label nye na no dear senior man because with that record label I'm telling you no artist, no single artist. I mean there are indie artists who are doing it, but our indie artists compare top all the biggest artists in the world and point one indie artist who is on their level of success. You don't have the machine. Machine in tawachi. Because Sonny Betima, ama wonyom na free friend say America edru the other end of the world in just a second with just one email. Universal Betima ma wonyom na free Côte d'Ivoire, shimne na Australia in just one email. Can you do that? So at the end of the day, if they give you 100 Ghana cedis, bosome, ask yourself, if sen ka wonkwa wo ye ya, nka obenya 100 Ghana cedis. Busa, if it's good for you, then continue to on the independent artist career path. Your friend me DJ Slim. And I'm doing editorial on ABC. Comment via will be a Fabra comment section. Keep it real. Because the street is always what? Watching.
You don't know these streets like we do.
We show.